We're going to talk today about pronouns. Raise your hand if you've heard of a pronoun before. I hope so, because we've already talked about it once this year. So everyone, well, probably more than once, but we've already had a lesson about it. But we're going to revisit that today and maybe work with it in some different ways. Okay? So check your body, please. Check your focus. Okay, so we're going to talk about today how you can improve your sentences. Oh, I thought everyone had checked their body and focus. Improve your sentences with pronouns, and pronouns replace nouns. We've read this book, part of it, before, so I just want to refresh our memory about what pronouns are. As I'm reading, after we read a page, I'm going to ask you what was the pronoun and what noun is it replacing. Okay? And then we'll look at some other examples after this book. So, it says, I and you, and don't forget who. What is a pronoun? Those of you that didn't raise your hand, you said you hadn't heard of pronouns before, you might really want to think about what's a pronoun. Yeah, we have read part of it before. And actually, before I go on, I wanted to tell you, these are 2 questions that I'm going to have you answer on your own at the end of the lesson. So think about these during the lesson. What do you know about pronouns? And then I also want you to think about how will this help you with your nonfiction writing? Because that's what we're focusing on right now, your nonfiction reports. So as we're talking about the pronouns through the lesson, think about what do you know about pronouns and how can this apply to my nonfiction report. Gabby?
What if it didn't help you?
What if it didn't help you?
Yeah,
Well, you haven't tried it yet, but I want you to think ahead. How could I connect this to my nonfiction writing? It is a challenging question because it took me a minute to think about how would this really apply to nonfiction, but I just want to give you a chance to think about it so when we start working on our reports again, you can keep this in mind. Okay? And actually, you could write, if you think it's not going to help you, tell me why. If you think this won't help you with nonfiction writing, you can talk about that also. Okay, I and you, and don't forget who. He is a pronoun. She is a pronoun.
wow.
Even little old me is a pronoun. So is I, so is you. Whom and they and we and who. Just like a substitute teaches your class when she's asked to fill in for your teacher. Okay, I'm going to stop here. She is in color letters. And you know through the book, that's where they emphasize the pronouns. So here, she is a pronoun. Does anyone have an idea of what noun it replaced? I'll read the sentence one more time. Some of you are going to let your friends use their brain for you, and you're not thinking. Just like a substitute teaches your class when she's asked to fill in for your teacher. Who is she? Mackenzie? Okay. Any other thoughts or you want to add on to that? Brooklyn?
The name of her name. It replaces her name.
It replaces her name. Was her name on this page?
No.
Okay, so technically it didn't replace it on this page, but you could say instead of your...
substitute?
Okay, well let's think about it. I heard teacher and I heard substitute, which are both on this page, right? Just like a substitute teaches your class when she's asked to fill in for your teacher. Who's asked to fill in, your teacher or the substitute teacher? Okay, so she represents the substitute teacher. I'll just abbreviate it. Okay, so instead of saying, just like a substitute teaches your class, when the substitute's asked to fill in for your teacher, they've used she instead. Do you think that improved the sentence?
Yes.
Okay. Maybe let's find another example. Oh, here it says, a pronoun steps in as a sub for a noun. So a pronoun is kind of like a substitute teacher. That's a good way to think about it. Pronouns can save us a boatload of words and help to avoid repetition. What's the pronoun on this page?
Us.
Okay, it might be hard to see. Pronouns can save us. So, what is us replacing?
We.
We is another pronoun. We can be saved from a boatload of words.
Everyone.
That's another pronoun. Okay?
You.
What does us represent?
People.
Who's being saved from the boat? People. Right? Our class.
Humans. Restaurant. I just said
Not a restaurant. Okay, so one way you could think about it, listen, is if it's replacing it, you could put the noun in that sentence and see if it still makes sense. So if we're reading this book, the book is saying pronouns can save us, whoever's reading the book, from a boatload of words. So all humans can be saved from a boatload of words, but we could put our class, right? That's what the book's saying. We can save you from a boatload of words. Okay?
Actually, it's a boatload.
So pronouns replace nouns. And this is similar to what I'm going to have you do with a poem here in just a second. So notice I put the pronoun we found, and we have to think about what noun does it replace. Class wasn't on this page. We had to think about, what is this sentence saying? Us. Who is being saved from the boatload of words? It would be our class. So I'm going to let you have those team conversations, though, because sometimes it's hard to think of on your own. If you'll turn your attention to the smart board, I'm going to show you a paragraph that gives us a good example, maybe a not so good example. Okay, so listen, and I want you to think as the reader at this point. How do you feel as the reader when I'm reading it to you, so you're kind of the listener? But don't think as the writer yet. Pronouns are kind of like you're using them as a writer. But think as the reader right now. How do you feel about how this paragraph is written? Once there was an old man. The old man lived in a house. The house was a mountain. The old man had a dog. The dog lived with the old man. The dog's name was Skippy. Skippy barked too much. Skippy ate too much of the old man's food. The old man had to chase Skippy away from the old man's dinner table. That made Skippy sad. Whisper with someone next to you. As the reader, what did you think about that paragraph? You guys aren't even on the carpet. That might be part of the reason that you're having trouble finding the carpet. Sophia, stay where you are. High five, please. 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Who would like to share their thinking or some thinking they heard from a friend? How do you feel about how this paragraph was written? Brooklyn? Oh wait, sorry, I already called on you last time. Let's give someone else a chance to share. Luke.
I said that instead of using the old man and Skippy so many times, they could use he and him.
Okay, so you notice the old man and Skippy was used over and over again instead of saying he or him. Give me a thumbs up if that came up in your conversations also. Some of yours? Okay. Does anyone want to add on to that or have different thinking? Alana?
There are no pronouns.
Okay, so you noticed as the reader, the author didn't use any pronouns. Okay? I'm going to read you the same paragraph, but we kind of use some pronouns. And think about how this paragraph may be different, and if you, as a reader, enjoy this paragraph a little bit more than the first way. Once there was an old man who lived in a house. It was on a mountain. The old man had a dog. His name was Skippy. He barked too much. He ate too much of the old man's food. The old man had to chase him away from his dinner table. That made Skippy sad.
That sounded better.
Hang on, don't blurt out. Please have some reasoning. Don't just say I like that better. Whisper with your same partner. Talk about what you noticed that was different.
I noticed they
High five, please. 4, 3, 2. Who would like to share some thinking? Kingsley?
I mean, like, instead of saying Skippy every time, they said he. But
Okay.
they did say the old man too many times.
You notice that the old man was still in there. They didn't replace all of the old man with he. Okay. Any other thoughts? Gabby?
We thought that one, me and Marina thought that one was kind of better, but it said old man a lot again.
It still did? Okay. It was better in what way?
It was better because it didn't say Skippy the whole time, and it said he in some parts.
Okay. The one way pronouns can help, like it said in the book, is that if you don't use pronoun, it sounds very repetitive. Miss Stutzman would like you to stop talking on the carpet right now because Miss Stutzman is trying to teach you a lesson. And I can't even say you aren't listening. I would have to say your name. Okay, so it can get kind of exhausting to even talk that way. The same way with writing. This was maybe a little boring as a reader. You're like, okay, old man, dog, use he, please. So this is what it would sound like if there weren't pronouns. Pronouns help it not sound as repetitive. Put your hand down, please. Now, I want to focus on something someone said about it still use the old man too much. So, let's try to take the old man out.